Yo guys, welcome to my channel. It's Haunted Live, and today I want to showcase one of my favorite Pokemon in the Great League, and it's a Shadow Swampert. So I built one recently, but never really got to use it with a good team. So here I'm pairing up with the Shadow Ampharos, which is ranked pretty low. It's the only one I had when the Rocket event came on. And yeah, this is my Shadow Swampert, ranked 212 in the Great League. And my final pairing is Abomasnow, because I think it covers the overall weaknesses of my other two Pokemon. So yeah, let's get on with the battles. So the whole idea with this team is to basically wall switch the opponent down and pressure shields. So because obviously Shadow Ampharos does a lot of damage, the whole idea is even its charge moves can do a lot of damage, so it builds them really fast. So it's all about creating that pressure with the quick moves as well as the charge moves. So right now I'm building up to two Thunder Punches because I want to either force a shield or take out as much health as I can. So right now my opponent shields the first Thunder Punch, but he hasn't realized that I've managed to build up to two. And with this Thunder Punch, because it's Shadow Ampharos, it's got enough punching power to get through with that remaining health. So my opponent next brings in a Ferrothorn, which is really terrible for my team because my Swampert doesn't want to see it. It has almost zero play against it. So I'm trying to do as much damage as possible, and my opponent is trying to farm me down as much as possible. So here I'm just building up. As soon as I get to a Thunder Punch, I'm just going to throw it out. Ideally, I could have pressured it. I could have built up to a Focus Blast and then tried to pressure the shield, but my opponent's already shielding me because I managed to get a lot of damage in. So I'm bringing in my Abomasnow, trying to get this Power Whip on me. Thankfully, it's not a Flash Cannon, which would have one-shot me, but my opponent switches out because obviously he's got a bad matchup against my Abomasnow. So he brings out a Mantine. Mantine is quite good, but my only answer is to bring out my Swampert, because Swampert is I don't want the Ferrothorn to see it. So right now I'm just trying to build up to a Sludge Bomb, or sorry, Sludge Wave, because that's the only power hitting move that's going to be effective against the Mantine. Mantine really can't do much against me. It's just going to start whittling me down by Bubbles and Bubble Beam. So right now, again, the play is just build up my charge moves, and Swampert gains energy so fast, and you know he's able to pump out so much damage because he's obviously a shadow form, increased damage, and because of the fast moves, charging up energy really fast, I can just throw out Hydro Cannons and Sludge Waves. So here I'm able to farm down the Mantine and then throw a Weather Ball at this Ferrothorn. And Ferrothorn, again, obviously being Grass type, is weak to the Ice type, but the Metal type, kind of Steel type, sorry, resists it, so it takes neutral damage. So here, because Abomasnow can build up to Weather Ball really quickly, I'm able to win the first match. So yeah, that was not the most comfortable wins, but I managed to do a lot of damage with the Shadow Ampharos. So on to game two. So again, same strategy here. So build up to two Thunder Punches. Again, really bad lead. So here I'm just going to try and get as much health off as I can. I know a little Marowak is probably running Bone Club, which isn't enough to take me out, so I'm going to let the first Bone Club go through. But it was my mistake. He threw a Shadow Bone, so yeah, I'm already at a bad start now. So I've already lost one of my leading Pokemon. So right now I come in with Shadow Swampert. Shadow Swampert should be able to take it out, and my opponent doesn't shield. And he brings out Mandibuzz. Mandibuzz, like I said, is going to be the meta-defining Pokemon this season, and I don't think I was ready to see it yet, but yes, it's here. But thankfully, I've got an answer for it in my Abomasnow. So right now, I'm just building up as much as possible to the Hydro Cannons and just throwing them out left, right, and center, because the whole idea is it's a tanky Pokemon, just do as much damage as possible, and Swampert does get to the fast moves, does get to the charge moves really, really quickly. So yeah, again, strategy here is just carry on building as much as I can. And because it's Shadow, the Hydro Cannons do so much damage. I think it takes out at least 1/4, which is quite a lot for a tanky Pokemon. So right now, my Swampert's done its job, and I'm letting it take me out. So yeah, so I bring in my Abomasnow, and my opponent realizes, and I can farm him down. So right now I'm building up to the Energy Ball, because Energy Ball is super effective against the Azumarill, and my opponent, I think, thinks it's just a Weather Ball, doesn't shield it, and because I let it go through, it's easy for me. I'd have to even shield the Ice Beam. The Ice Beam or even play Rough won't be enough to take me out. So I let it go through, and right now I'm just farming up, and I think I build up to two Weather Balls. I'm trying to pressure the shield because I do feel like my opponent will shield now, thinking it's Energy Ball, but he doesn't. But it's totally fine. I can just farm down and throw another Weather Ball at him, and if he wants to shield, he can. I've got a shield for it as well. So my opponent realized that he really has no play now, and he pretty much concedes the match from there. He did try to wing attack me down, but thankfully my Abomasnow was tanky enough to handle that. So yep, on to game 3. My opponent brings out an Azumarill, which is a great lead for me, and I think I'm charging as much as possible, and I really should have thrown my Thunder Punches a bit earlier, but it's fine. I'm trying to obviously pressure the shields and also do as much fast move damage as possible. So here I shield because obviously Azumarill is just one wall switch away from dying. And yep, so I get that as a good KO. So my opponent brings out Galarian Stunfisk, so I make the mistake of switching out to my Abomasnow, and he also brings out his Skarmory, which is again a good match because he doesn't want his Skarmory to be matched up with Ampharos. So I'm going to try doing as much damage as possible with my Weather Balls, because obviously the ice damage will start raking up. And right now I've got it to the red. I'm trying to build up as much as possible, but right now I realized my Abomasnow's done his job. He's got the Skarmory really low, and I can bring out my Ampharos now to kind of farm down the rest. Yep, my opponent's got 2 shields to my 1. My opponent brings out a G-Fisk. So the G-Fisk is quite weak to my Swampert, so right now I do have the game in the bag unless I misplay. So here I'm just trying to do as much damage as possible. I could realistically have built towards the Focus Blast because my opponent's going to try to farm me down as much as possible. So here I'm just doing damage. So yeah, again, a new team for me. I haven't really been used to pairing it with Swampert and using it like that. So right now, I've got to make a call if my opponent's going to throw an Earthquake. And thankfully, I made the right call, and it was just a Rock Slide. Shadow Swampert can tank an Earthquake, but it does bring it quite low. So yeah, right now it's all about building up the energy and getting the last shield. So my opponent does get the last shield. So right now I'm thinking it's an Earthquake because I'm pretty much in the range to get knocked out. It is a Rock Slide, so it's a race pretty much now to the charge move. So my opponent does get to the charge move, which was my mistake. And it is an Earthquake, so it does take me out. So I could have won that match a little better if I played my Ampharos a little more smartly. But again, new team, learning it a little better, but Shadow Ampharos has done quite a lot of work. So again, on to game number 4. So up against a good lead of a Kingdra, and my opponent switches out straight towards a Bastardon. Bastardon does do quite well against Ampharos, but I've got a counter for that in Shadow Swampert. Again, the same tactic here, just don't need to shield anything because all Bastardon can do is throw a Flamethrower and a Stone Edge, which are both ineffective pretty much to my Pokemon. So right now I'm just building up to Hydro Cannons and just farming down as much as possible right now. So I have an energy going forward into the Kingdra that comes back. So Kingdra is fairly tanky. So rather than throwing the Sludge Wave, I try to force the shield. So I know I can get to Hydro Cannon and a Sludge Wave. So that's what I did. The first one was to kind of get the shield bait, but my opponent fell for it. Secondly, threw it out. My opponent thought it was a Hydro Cannon, which managed to kill the opponent's monster Pokemon. Now my opponent brings out is it a Ludicolo? Yes, Ludicolo. Ludicolo is a great Pokemon, really nice spice, but I've got a counter for it in Abomasnow. Abomasnow just needs to build up to Weather Balls to do as much damage as possible, and also I've got 2 shields. My opponent realizes he's got no play here, and I win the match there. So yeah, so really liking this team. It covers pretty much all its weaknesses. Really strong lead. Not the best lead right now against a Mew, but again, same principle again. Mew can probably most likely going to throw either a Flame Charge or a Surf. So I'm not going to shield the first one and build up to 2 Thunder Punches. So my opponent does do a Flame Charge, so not great. I can't let my opponent get too ahead in that because obviously its attack will start building up and do a lot more damage. So yeah, right now I'm just trying to force the shields and do as much damage. My opponent thankfully gave up both the shields, so this makes the match a little bit easier for me. So now I just need to bring in my Abomasnow and try to take as much health off of the Mew as I can with Powder Snow. Powder Snow does do quite a lot of damage and just shield up the Flame Charges that are going to come my way. And again, Powder Snow is a really good fast move generating energy. Fast energy generating move, and I can just throw out Weather Balls. So my opponent brings out a Hitmonchan, which is a really good Pokemon, but my Abomasnow does not want to see it. I have seen, or I do know Hitmonchan is quite good for this league. So my opponent switches out into his Azumarill. So Azumarill versus Swampert, not the greatest of matches, but because I have 2 shields, I can comfortably just build up to the sludge wave. My opponent did do a really good thing about switching into my hydro cannon, so right now I can't really build up to too much, so my opponent thankfully throws, and I let it go through because Swampert has done more than enough in this team. So now it's just a race to the charge move. I know it's going to be either a flame punch or a fire punch, sorry, so yeah, I need to shield this up, and I wasn't sure if Weather Ball would take it out, so I built up to the Energy Ball, and I know the Energy Ball is enough because Hitmonchan isn't the most tankiest of Pokemon. So yeah, that was the win for me. So again, went 4-1 with this team, did really well, and I'm hoping to play more and try different teams out. But yeah, if you do enjoy the content, guys, please let me know, and hopefully bring a different team to you tomorrow. Thank you. Take care.